Hello students, as we have been reading the chapter Poets and Pancakes, so in this third video we will continue from page number 60. As you know, the description is written by Ashoka Mitra, as he used to work at Gemini Studios, and his work was to just cut the newspaper clippings and to keep them in a file. But he was the most well informed person among them who knew each and everything regarding Gemini Studios. So he observed each and everything. Even he observed that the office boy was jealous of Kotamangalam Subbu. Kotamangalam Subbu was a person who was at number 2 in Gemini Studios. Even in this paragraph, his qualities are described, that he was born in a Brahmin family and he had the ability to look cheerful at all times, even after having had a hand in a flop film. So he worked in a film which was flop, and he had a hand in that flop film. Even then, instead of this, he looked cheerful always. He had that ability. उसकी वजह से फिल्म फ्लॉप हो गई थी, फिर भी वो cheerful दिखाई देता था. He always had work for somebody. He could never do things on his own. He was the person who could never do things. Even he was not able to do things alone on his own. But his sense of loyalty made him identify himself with his principal completely and turn his entire creativity to his principal's advantage. Principal here, the main person, the boss. So he was so loyal, and this quality of him made him identify himself with his principal, with his boss, that he became popular before his boss and turn his entire creativity to his principal advantage. So that's why he turned his entire creativity, he showed his entire creativity before his principal, and he took that advantage. अपने बॉस की नज़रों में उसने उसका एडवांटेज लिया और वो उसकी नज़रों में काफ़ी लॉयल था, चढ़ा हुआ था. This line is very important. He was tailor-made for films. So he was the person who was perfect for films. He knew each and everything about films. He was a man who could be inspired when commanded. So he was a man who could be inspired whenever he got a command. The rat fights the tigress underwater and kills her, but takes pity on the cubs and tends them lovingly. I don't know how to do the scene, the producer would say. So once there was a scene which is described in inverted commas, that a rat fights a tigress underwater and kills her, but takes pity on the cubs of that tigress and tends them lovingly, showed love towards them. So I don't know how to do the scene. This was the statement given by the producer of the film. So then he would say that I don't know how to do the scene, and whenever producer or director would say such statements, then Subbu would come out with 4 ways of the rat pouring affection on its victim's offspring. So how in this scene, how the rat showed love to the cubs of that tigress, whenever any producer, any director would not understand how to do that scene, Subbu produced many ways to show, to present that scene. That's why he was tailor-made for films. He was perfect. He could give the solution to the problem, and he could come out with 4 ways at once how the rat poured affection on its victim. Here victim is the tigress on which the rat attacked. तो उसने सीन के में वो हेल्प क्या करता था प्रोड्यूसर का और डायरेक्टर जो भी होते थे, जब भी उनको कोई प्रॉब्लम आती थी. ऑफस्प्रिंग मीन्स यंग वंस. Good, but I am not sure if it is effective enough, the producer would say. And if even then the producer was not satisfied with that, with those 4 ways, and he would say that he was not sure that it would be effective enough, then in a minute only Subbu would come with 14 more alternatives. Then he would produce 14 more solutions to present that scene. So in this way Subbu was very helpful to the producer and director, etc. Even he presented 14 more ways. Filmmaking must have been and was so easy with a man like Subbu around, and if even ever there was a man who gave direction and definition to Gemini Studios during its golden years, it was Subbu. That's why he was very important. That's why he was at number 2. So filmmaking under his observance was very easy. Subbu was very helpful to everybody in filmmaking. And if ever there was a man who gave direction and definition to Gemini Studios, that's why he was very important in Gemini Studios during its golden years. During the golden years of Gemini Studios, Subbu was the person who gave it direction and definition and identity. That's why Subbu was important, and he was at number 2. He was just after the boss in importance. Subbu had a separate identity as a poet, and though he was certainly capable of more complex and higher forms. So Subbu, it was certain about him that Subbu had a separate identity as a poet. So he was a poet also. And though he was certainly capable of more complex and higher forms, so he was more complex. He had many personalities, he had many qualities, he had other higher forms also. He deliberately chose to address his poetry to the masses. So his success in film, because he knew each and everything about films, I left one line. He deliberately chose to address his poetry to the masses. So even he knew that he was a poet, he used to do good poetry. So knowingly he wanted to address his poetry to the masses. Masses means public, crowd. So he wanted to present that because he knew that he was a good poet. His success in film overshadowed and dwarfed his literary achievements. Even he was good at literary achievements. After that, even he was good in literature, he knew he was a good poet, but his literary achievements were dwarfed होता है जो बोना, कम हो जाना, यानी कि वो चीज़ें कम हो गई थी, छिप गई थी, as he was successful in films because he was very helpful in them. Or so his critics felt, so his critics also felt so. He composed several truly original story poems in folk refrain and diction, and also wrote a sprawling novel, Tilana Muhammal, with dozens of very deftly etched characters. So here his poetic expressions, his poetic qualities are exposed. He composed several truly original story poems in folk refrain. Refrain is called a line or group of line or a part of line which is repeated in the poem or writing to express the main idea of that description or poem. And diction is called लोक शैली जो होती है, जो आम लोगों से और गांव के लोगों से जुड़ी हुई होती है. And also wrote a sprawling means you can say expensed novel named Tilana Muhammal with dozens of very deftly etched characters. And in this novel he had chosen very skillful characters, and he chose them very skillfully. He quite successfully recreated the mood and manner of the Devdasis of the early 20th century. In early 20th century, earlier Devdasis were popular. Devdasis, you can say they were the women who were just like prostitutes, but their work was to do dance and singing, etc. So he recreated that mood, he recreated that form, the manner of those देवदासीज. वो जो नाटक जो उसने अपनी जो वर्क थे उसमें उन्होंने देवदासीज वाले मूड को एक्सप्रेस किया, उस फॉर्म को वो लेके आए दोबारा से. He was an amazing actor. He never aspired to the lead roles. Even he never desired to the lead roles. उसे lead roles नहीं चाहिए थे. But whatever subsidiary role he played in any of the films, he performed better than the supposed main players. So in films, whenever he was given a supported role, then he performed well, even better than the main player. He had a genuine love for anyone he came across. Whenever he would meet anyone or came across anyone, then he had a genuine love. It was not fake. He had a genuine love for that person. So that's why he was loyal. And his house was a permanent resident. These are the qualities, these points, these facts show that he was a kind-hearted person, he was a loyal person. So his house was a permanent residence for dozens of near and far relations and acquaintances. Acquaintance, known persons. Every time in his house there were dozens of near and dear ones from near or far relations and acquaintances. उसका जो घर था ना वो अड्डा था एक तरीके से उसके जानकारों का. तो people who would come to Chennai, they would stay there, and he had no problem with that. So it shows that he was very philanthropist. It seemed against Subbu's nature to be even conscious that he was feeding and supporting so many of them. It was also quality of Subbu. It seems against Subbu's nature. Even people thought that he was near to boss. That's why he used to do the flattery of boss. But it seemed against his nature to be even conscious, to get to know this, that he was feeding. हालांकि लगता नहीं था कि वो ऐसा है कि वो ऐसे लोगों को सपोर्ट भी कर रहा होगा और फीड करता होगा, मतलब उनको खाना तक वो प्रोवाइड करता होगा. बट दैट वाज सुब्बू, such a charitable and improvident man. So he was very charitable, philanthropist, दानी टाइप का व्यक्ति था. And yet he had enemies. Even he was a very good man, he was a loyal man, he was charitable, he helped others, he was perfect for films. Even then he had enemies, because good people also have enemies. Was it because he seemed so close? Was it, क्या ये बात इसलिए थी because he seemed so close and intimate with the boss, that he was so close to boss? Or was it his general demeanor that resembled a sycophant's? Or was it because of his politeness to his boss that resembled a sycophant? Sycophant होते हैं जो who does flattery, कि वो बॉस के प्रति इतना पोलाइट था कि वो चीज़ें ऐसी लगती थी कि वो फ्लैटर कर रहा है. क्या इस वजह से लोग चिढ़ते थे उससे, एनिमीज थे उसके? Or his readiness to say nice things about everything? Or he was always ready and he would always say about each and everything that it was nice, कि कभी किसी चीज़ को गलत बताता ही नहीं था, सबको अच्छा ही बताता था. लोग सोचते थे ये he was fake. Was it so? In any case, there was this man in the makeup department who would wish the direst things for Subbu. Whatever, what come may, but जो भी था But this man, who was the man? The office boy. This man in the makeup department, the office boy, who would wish the direst things for Subbu. Direst means bad. So this man in makeup department wished bad things for Subbu. So he was not in favor of Subbu. He was against Subbu. The office boy was against Subbu. You saw Subbu always with the boss, but in the attendance roles. Even Subbu was always with the boss. He was in company of boss always, but in the attendance role. But every time he was present with him. Even it was not necessary. He was grouped under a department called the story department, comprising a lawyer and an assembly of writers and poets. So Subbu belonged to story department. In which department? In the department where he worked was called story department, comprising, where included a lawyer and an assembly of writers and poets. These were the members of story department. Just a minute. The lawyer was also officially known as the legal advisor. The lawyer who belonged to story department, he was officially known as the legal advisor to the boss of the Gemini Studios. But everybody referred to him as the opposite. Even he was a legal advisor, but everybody thought that everybody had a negative image of that legal advisor, that lawyer in his mind. An extremely talented actress who was also extremely temperamental once blew over on the sets. So this was an example which showed why people were afraid of, why people thought wrong about that lawyer, why he was referred as the opposite. So this was an example. Once an extremely talented actress who was also extremely temperamental, she was very temperamental also, गुस्से वाली भी थी वो, she blew over on the sets once she got angry on the sets, while everyone stood stunned. So everybody was standing there stunned, everybody was surprised. The lawyer quietly switched on the recording equipment. When the actress paused for breath, the lawyer said to her, 1 minute please, and played back the recording. So this lawyer recorded that actress' anger as he started recording when she was speaking. But when she stopped for a minute, then lawyer addressed her by saying that she should excuse for 1 minute. Then he played the recording. There was nothing incriminating or unmentionably foul about the actress' tirade against the producer. Even she did not mention any or incriminate. She did not accuse the boss. She did not say anything bad about the boss in her tirade, in her statements against the producer. But when she heard her voice again, through the sound equipment, but when she heard her voice and she got to know that her voice was recorded, she was struck dumb. So she was dumbstruck. She was very surprised because she was so afraid that her voice was recorded. What would be the result of that? A girl from the countryside, she had not gone through all the stages of worldly experience that generally precede a position of importance and sophistication that she had found herself catapulted into. So that was a girl who belonged to countryside. She had not gone through all the stages of worldly experience. She was not worldly wise that generally precede a position of importance. So whenever a person get a position of importance, he has to do struggle, he has to precede many world experiences or problem, but she did not go through those stages. उसने वो सब एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया था जो नॉर्मली इस तरह की इम्पोर्टेंट पोजीशन पे पहुंचने वाले लोग एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं. and sophistication, that special quality, that special thing, vishishtata, that she had found herself catapulted into as she got such an important place. She never quite recovered from the terror she felt that day. So she was not so worldly wise, she had not experienced such things. So that's why after that she could not recover herself from that terror, the terror that she felt on that day because of that lawyer. That's why the people of Gemini Studios had a negative image regarding that lawyer. Okay students, we will continue in next video.